Hi everybody, it's Judy here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back and for watching my videos. Today I'm going to be doing the part 3 of my plant tour, bedroom, bathroom, laundry tour. And one of you in the comments before said that you're still waiting to see the mess of my house, because I apologize for my house if my house is messy. And in this video you are probably going to see parts of it because life is hectic right now. It's December, it's almost Christmas, it is this weekend, and I just haven't had time to clean my house like a normal person should. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. Before I do get into the tour, however, I do want to thank Mother Life Official for kind of partnering with me in today's video. They reached out to me and wanted to send me their grow light for me to be able to feature it in one of my YouTube videos. And so before I get into the tour, I do want to talk about their plant spectrum grow light just for the next couple minutes. As we already know, light plays a very important role in the growing of our plants. It's actually key in order to be able to grow our plants healthy, happy, and just growing and thriving. Sometimes in our spaces, we aren't able to provide our plants with the light that they need, and this is where plant spectrum comes into play. Mother Life Official reached out to me and asked me to test out their light and feature it in one of my videos. Shout out to Mother Life Official for gifting me this beautiful, sleek, aesthetic looking grow light, and I'm really super excited to have it as part of my grow light collection. Plant Spectrum is a collection of grow lights that mimic the natural sunlight and that are made to last a really long time. They say a lifetime. The products are highly modular and accompanied by a support app that takes the complexity out of plant lighting. Without getting too scientific about it, this grow light has technology and is engineered with a color spectrum that mimics natural sunlight, and that makes it incredibly effective for our plants as they are growing, because light is essentially food for your plant. Without light, plants simply just cannot exist. Plant Spectrum is designed with LED lights and is designed to actually last forever, so you can make sure that you can use it whenever and wherever you like. The beautiful modular and sleek look of this light makes it really easy to have it anywhere in your home without having it look like it's in the way or something that is just an additional thing that you have to your house. I like that it's tall and sleek, it doesn't add to the clutter in my space, and it really provides the right kind of light that my plants need. I'm looking forward to being able to use this light actually in my garage where all my plant stock is kept, because I do have a window in the garage where a lot of natural light comes in, but the other end is quite dark, so this light is going to come in really super handy for the plants on the other end of the garage that don't get quite as much light as they really need. But this plant spectrum light will actually provide and mimic the sunlight for the plants. So I'm super excited to be working with Mother Life Official in testing out their Plant Spectrum LED light. If you guys do want to check it out, I'm going to leave it linked in the description box down below so you can make sure that you're giving your plants all the light that they need with this super sleek technology. So thanks guys for watching this portion of the video. Let's get into the plant tour. Okay, so you guys have seen my dining room. Coming down the hallway, you can see this. This is my Zanzibar gem plant. It is my hallway plant. My hallway doesn't get like a whole bunch of light. We get some light from the 2 bedrooms here through the window and some from the laundry room there, but nothing too direct. So the Zanzibar gem is quite tolerant of lower light, and so this is why I have it here. I've got a mirror down the end of my hallway, and don't mind that, the skirting is just not finished. All right, let's go into this bedroom where I keep a lot of my stock. This is where I keep some of the bigger pots that don't fit in the garage, and also where I dry my clothes because it's a very warm room. And also I keep the ceiling fan going. It's just a great place to dry my clothes. All right, so this is where I'm talking about the mess. This is my China doll tree that I really I fall in and out of love with very, very quickly. I don't know, that's why it's just kind of sitting there all alone. I've cut it back a couple times and it just keeps coming back with all this new growth here. I feel like it just waits for a water and it just keeps springing out with brand new growth. So yeah, I don't really know what to do with it. I think I might just like keep keeping it until it just dies off completely. All right, moving along here. There's not a whole heap in this room. I just keep a couple in here because I don't have anywhere else to put them. So this is my silver sword philodendron. I've currently got it climbing up a moss pole It's quite large actually. I think I've got about 3 or 4 plants in the base there. If you remember very early on in the piece when I first started my YouTube video, I created a video on how to stake a silver sword philodendron up a moss pole, and this was it. So it has kind of grown a fair bit. I planted cuttings in there. I do need to stake these up a bit better to the moss pole because it's not actually climbing up it. I don't know, I've just planted it and neglected it a lot, but look at the size of these leaves. Oh, look at those beautiful, beautiful big leaves. Oh, stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, it just kind of lives here. I will find a new home for it eventually, but I haven't gotten around to doing that. Alright, I'm gonna pull this across away from the window so it's not totally backlit. This is a Brazil philodendron. Parts of it has reverted back to a heartleaf philodendron. As you can see, there's just like completely no variegation or stripes left on it, but the variegation that is left isn't very much at all either. So I bought this actually as stock for my shop, and it absolutely took my heart, and I just had to keep it. So here it is, sitting alone in my spare bedroom. Probably should have just sold it. I would have made some money out of it, but that's okay. I kind of love it. It's just sitting there, sitting pretty, doing its thing. All right, I'm gonna move on to the one last plant in this room before I go to the other bedroom. I'm kind of like stepping in between pots here. All right, this is a ficus, a burgundy ficus. I'm gonna pull it away from the window so I'm not backlit. All right, so again, excuse the mess. This is a burgundy ficus that I was actually plant sitting for a couple friends of mine that were in between houses. And then last week they told me that they were gonna gift it to me. And that was really nice of them. Like, I was like, oh, I was just happy to help plant sit for them, but they said that they'd like to give it to me. They know I've taken really good care of it. And so finally, it's actually mine now, so that's really nice. I love ficuses, and I feel like this one actually needs a repot. But yeah, I've got another burgundy. I don't actually know if it's a burgundy or a robusta. I feel like it's a burgundy that's lost most of its burgundy. Anyway, okay, moving on. That's all the plants in this spare room here. Okay, I think before I go into the bedroom, I do want to go into the bathroom and laundry room because there are fewer plants in there, and I'll finish up here in the bedroom. So let's go to the bathroom. All right, here's my bathroom. I had a Zebrina Calathea in there. Just turn on light, Calathea, but I actually have it in the shower here because it needed a water. So I've just finished giving it a really good long shower. That's why it's looking a little bit sad, but in an hour or so, she's gonna perk up. These Calatheas love to be showered. It's got some new leaves coming through there. And yeah, this is one that I got from Westlake Nursery way back when. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about it in one of my plant hauls earlier in the year. But yeah, she's doing really well. For some time it started to decline, and then I put it in the bathroom and started showering it more regularly, and it's just started to like absolutely take off. So I think now that it's found its happy place here in my bathroom, it normally lives in that pot there. I think I'm just gonna leave it in the bathroom and just, you know, let it do its thing. All right, moving along up here, I've got a Calathea, it's a Tenanthea Burl Marxii. It's so big and lush and beautiful. I actually feel like this Tenanthea actually does need to be repotted because the condition of its soil isn't the best and has actually stopped growing, whereas right now is the time that it should be like booming with brand new growth because it's warm and it's humid and all that. So I think it does need to be repotted. So I'll probably do that in my next plant chores video or when I get a chance. Life's hectic at the moment. All right, moving along here, I've got 2 other Tenanthes. This one is the name evades me. I think it's a gray star, but I also think this is a gray star too. I think this might actually be a Setosa. One of these is a Setosa, one of these is a gray star. I don't actually know. I'm just gonna step into the bathtub here so I'm not so backlit with the window. All right, here we go. So, look at this, look how big this is. I also got this in a plant haul earlier in the year, and it's just taken off, man. Since I've repotted it as well, it's just taken off, and I actually think it needs to be repotted again. and I only just repotted this like a month or two ago. It's crazy. This is actually one that I got from a cutting from my ex-mother-in-law's backyard back when I was in Queensland a couple years ago. And it started out as one single leaf cutting. I think that was the original leaf, actually, that one there. Or I may have cut it off, I don't know. But this thing is freaking huge now, look at it. It's enormous. And the only thing I do with that is actually just have it here with the light. This is mostly afternoon light, but it's filtered as the window is like frosted. And humidity, warmth, and I shower these plants a lot. So they really like to be showered. All right, one more plant, which is here on the windowsill, which I will hold because I'll get backlit if I hold it against the window. But this is my string of turtles. It looks really sad and just, I don't know, it had aphids and it had little white insects on it, and it's just kind of held on and bounced back every single time. So I don't know, it's just sitting there doing its thing. I'm just gonna kind of like let it be and do its thing there and live with all the other bathroom plants. So there we go. That's all my bathroom plants. Let's move on into the laundry room. Okay, now this is just sad. I mean, besides all the laundry and the bleached dress that I have there because I spilled red wine on it at my 30th birthday party, and it's still sitting in the bucket. I need to clean it. So this is kind of where I have some rehab plants or plants that I don't really know what to do with, or plants that I'm quarantining because they're either new or just need to be separated from the other plants. So, I mean, there's really not much to see here. This is a Calathea that I chopped back because it was just not looking too crash hot. And it's actually, I don't know, it's just kind of holding on, so I don't really want to throw it away as yet. And this is a Syngonium that I rescued from my mom. I don't know why I still have it, but anyway, it's there. This is a Peperomia that also wasn't doing too good, so I just put it away in the bathroom because it was taking up space where healthy plants would have been happier to sit. This is cuttings from Red Maranta that I took out of my shop because I couldn't sell it because it was looking a little bit sad. So I just downsized the pot because it was in a pot that was way too big for it. So I just downsized it and put it here, and I have not looked at it since. I told you, this bathroom is where a lot of plants just go because they just need taken care of. Okay, this is a cutting of I think it's a Melanochrysum that a friend gave me, but it's also potted in with the Micans. But this one I actually need to do something about it. I don't want to lose this plant because it's actually so beautiful. I think when I stake it up a pole, I do want to create a video potting up all those rare plants, cuttings that were given to me. And I just wanted to do that in a whole nother video. And I just have this in here because, I don't know, for some reason I took it out of the humidity box and just never put it back. So I do need to do something about that. All right, here, Peperomia, just sad little thing. Here is an Amazonica alocasia that I took out of the shop because it lost its other leaf and it wasn't looking too crash hot and I couldn't sell it as it was. Another alocasia that I took out of the shop, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just need to sort out these plants. I just have so many plants. All right, here's my watermelon Peperomia. It looks lovely. Doesn't it look stunning? Oh my goodness. I just like, what did I even do to deserve such a beautiful plant? Like, I'm being sarcastic in case you guys weren't picking up on that. Okay, this one is a win in my books. This is the zebra plant that I cut back a few videos ago. I cut the tops off, so that's the original stump. 1, 2, and 3. That's the original, those are the 3 original stumps, and it's grown back. I'm so pleased with how this experiment was going. So I actually cut a stump and put it in here, and the tops that I cut off actually kind of like wilted off and died off. So I cut them back and put them in a glass of water, and they've actually started to root. So I'm pretty excited about how this is going. Yeah, it's such a beautiful plant now. I think I'm actually like gonna really learn to love this zebra plant. I'm so excited with how that has gone. All right, so that's all the plants in my laundry room. Let's go finish up in the bedroom. All right, here we go. I feel like I have spoken about the plants here in my bedroom several times before, but I don't know, this might be a bit of an update for you because, you know, plants are actually growing and booming and taking off. So you guys have seen my huge Ficus burgundy several times before on my channel. It's quite tall and bushy because I actually tied the stems together. Otherwise, it's got 4 stems in it. Otherwise, it'd be sprawling out, and I just wanted it to go upright. So I kind of tied the stems together down there a bit. Up here, I have a Hoya Crimson Princess. I put it away from the window because the days are getting really, really hot now. It's in the middle of summer here in Australia. And I just needed it to get away from the window to stop being scorched. And she's just taking off. Look at that long trailing vine. She's going really well. Up the top, I have a Snow Queen Pothos. And my white butterfly, my mature white butterfly Syngonium. I actually repotted my reverted mojito Syngonium in with that one in the same pot. And now they're just kind of like living together in happy harmony. Down here I have another red vein Maranta. She's doing really well. It's actually flowering there, as you can see. But I actually think I need to like cut this back and plant the cuttings back into the pot itself because it's getting quite long and leggy and just, I don't know. I kind of like the way it looks hanging down, but I also like it to be bushy at the top. Behind here, I have a Devil's Ivy Pothos. This is one that I've grown from cuttings and I just put there to fill up a space. And then down here I have a white fusion Calathea. I think I'm actually gonna start to let this live in the bathroom. My Calatheas seem to do really, really super well in the bathroom. And this one kind of just like ticks along and does its thing. I think it's beautiful. It's just quite, I don't know, it's not quite at a spot yet where I really like super duper love it, but it's definitely come a long way from where it was when I first got it. It got spider mites a couple times and I actually like chopped it back all the way, and all of this is just brand new growth this year. So she's actually quite resilient. It's quite good. All right, down here I have a pot of several different varieties of prayer plants, Tenanthe and Calathea, and I just potted them together because as individual tiny little plants, they weren't doing too great, but once I potted them together, they actually started to kind of like do well. It's not the prettiest looking pot, like I feel like it could be better, but anyway, as it is right now, it's just kind of ticking along and doing its thing. I think I actually need to put that back in the shower at some point, but yeah, there's that. Down here I have another Snow Queen Pothos. She's doing all right. I think I need to repot it because the quality of its current soil that it's sitting in isn't fantastic, but that's a job for another day. I find the markings on these leaves quite different and quite striking. People are probably going to correct me and say, hey, no, that's an Enjoy, that's not a Pothos, and I'm like, whatever. They're all one and the same plant. Really? Down here I've got cuttings. Hoya cuttings. I actually accidentally left this in my window and some of the cuttings burnt, but some of them are actually okay. So I'm hoping they kind of hold on in there and just actually take off to become a big, beautiful, healthy plant, because there are like lots of cuttings in that pot, like lots. If they all take off, I'd have at least like 15 to 20 cuttings in each pot, but my bad, I left it in the window and those leaves burnt. So yeah, I do need to do something about that, maybe like water it again at some point eventually. All right, this is another ficus that I've got. It's a bit dusty, bedroom's just a bit dusty. I do need to put this in the shower, and it's slowly and steadily getting bigger. I got this as a tiny little seedling, and this is all grown in the space of maybe like a year and a half. So they don't grow very quickly when they're very young. They do take some time to establish and find their roots and mature, but I feel like this is now gonna start to take off like in the next year or so. So anyway, everything takes time. Everything like growth, it takes time. Just be patient, enjoy the process, enjoy the growth, and be glad that, you know, you're a part of the growth journey of this beautiful little plant. Here in the window, I have my Hoya obovata and these beautiful, stunning, like round, thick round leaves with speckles. It's just taken off. Like, this is so long now, and what I'm really excited about, I noticed just the other day, is that this brand new leaf actually has some variegation on it. Look at that. This was very, very young, very small little leaves not that long ago, just like this, like a couple weeks ago. Like they were this small a couple weeks ago and they've just grown out like that. So isn't that just so interesting? Because all the original leaves don't have that variegation. And yet, look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm really excited about that. It's just stunning. Isn't like nature amazing? Just the way that those leaves have grown out. This runner is taking off, looking for places to like climb and hold onto. And then, what's this here? Actually, one of these stems was given to me, like a cutting from a friend of mine, and I planted it into this pot because I just wanted it to be thicker. So I kind of planted it in there. I don't know if it's taken root or not, but you can see the pin that I've used to like keep it in there in the soil. But the cutting is actually like holding on in there. It's not dying or anything, but look at this. It's kind of like started to twine onto each other. I need to unwind that so that it doesn't become all tangled and unruly, but I'll take care of that another day. But I'm just so happy with how well this obovata is growing. Ugh, it loves the sunlight in this window. It gets bright and direct light all day long, all the morning sun, all the afternoon light. It's just doing really, really well. All right, here is another red Hoya carnosa I've got hanging here. This has actually flowered a couple times for me. I'll see if I can find a video clip of when it had flowers and I'll insert it here in the video. But this one is taking off. It's actually quite large. Look at all those little runners coming out looking for somewhere to hang onto, and it's just coming down beautifully. I don't know if it's gonna flower anymore for me, but yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this Hoya is going. There's just so much brand new growth coming through on it. It's just absolutely beautiful. I just feel so blessed to have these beautiful plants growing for me here in my bedroom. All right, let's move along to this space here. Here I have a lot of prayer plants and Tenanthe. I do need to fill up my humidifier. This Bauer humidifier is doing pretty good. It does need regular cleaning. It starts to run really loudly if you don't clean it regularly, but yeah, that's just one thing about it. I do need to fill it up and turn it on for these plants because it's quite hot and dry in the summer here in Australia. So yeah, there's a bit of crispy edges there. Sometimes that's just the reality for Calatheas, but there's a brand new leaf coming through. That's so nice. It's definitely grown a lot since I first got it, which I'm really happy about. Here is another Burl Marxii Tenanthe. This one is just so happy. It takes off. It's just, yeah. This one I shower a lot. Like I put this in the shower quite regularly, and especially now during the summer, the bedroom is quite warm all the time and they get so much light too. So I make sure that I shower all of these plants quite regularly. Here is a Calathea Freddy. Still quite small, isn't really taking off or doing very much, but I bought another one and just potted the two together so that it's a little bit full and has a bit of company in there. Here is my Calathea orbifolia. I actually had about 4 or 5 plants potted into a pot that was much bigger than this, and then it just wasn't doing anything. So what I did was I downsized the pot into a much smaller pot, and within a week it had 4 or 5 brand new leaves. So I feel like they like to be snug and like hugged together in the pot. And yeah, so that was a plus for that one. I can't seem to really get a perfect leaf growing with this orbifolia, but it's actually doing so much better than it was previously, like in the past. This is the best condition it's ever been in since it's been in my care. So I'm gonna count that as a win. All right, moving on. This is my green dragon scale alocasia. I had this in my humidity box over the winter. It was much smaller when I first got it, like several months ago, and now it's just taking off. There's several plants in the pot, in the base of the pot there. That was actually the selling point of it for me. The leaves that were existing on the plant didn't look like too crash hot when I first got it, but it had several plants in the pot, so that was the selling point for me. Look at these stunning leaves. Isn't it so beautiful? It's actually quite dusty. All of these plants need a shower really badly, but I just can't get over the beautiful intricacy on these leaves. They just make me so happy to look at. All right, moving on. Here I have a Calathea orbifolia, also ticking along, doing its thing. With big, thicker plants like this, you need to regularly go through and pick out the yellowing and dying off leaves in the center of it, just to keep it groomed and happy and free of rot and composting in the center, I suppose you could say. Yeah, this what is it, Rufabarba, Calathea rufabarba, has quite furry leaves, and it's quite interesting actually. The undersides of the leaves have a nice purple undertone. Some of them are quite mottled. I think it might be like a filtering of light, like not enough light. If they don't get enough light, it turns green underside. I don't know, that's kind of what I've heard. But either way, it's a beautiful, stunning plant, and I just love the way it looks. I really need to stop touching it so much. They probably don't like to be handled that much, but it just feels so soft and velvety. Right, so that's all the plants on my little vanity there. And then moving along here, which is the last plant here in my bedroom, this is a variegated Schefflera tree. Schefflera umbrella tree, I think you could call it. I struggled with this a bit in the beginning when I first got it. It was dropping a lot of leaves, and I've realized that it actually doesn't like the soil to dry out too much. So I've tried to be a little bit better with the watering of it. That's quite dry, that needs another water. I feel like I only just watered last week and everything's dry again, but I suppose that's what happens when you get to summer. I originally had it in the spare room right next to the window, but it was starting to get too warm for it, and the leaves, the variegated part of the leaves were starting to go brown. So I've moved it into this spot where it still gets airflow, it still gets light, but not as much direct sunlight as it had previously. And it's actually doing okay. It was growing very, very quickly in the window, but I just didn't want the leaves to get burned. So there we go. It loves bright, indirect light. Okay, so that's all the plants in my bedroom. I'm gonna end the video right here. Here we go. Ooh, very dirty mirror. All right guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I have a lot of ideas for new videos coming up, but it's just as it is. Life has been really super hectic, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Being December, it is actually the week of Christmas. So I just really wanted to get this last video out before Christmas. I probably won't have an upload ready for this coming Sunday, which is Boxing Day. And if I'm being completely honest, it might even be my last video for the year, but I have some days off after Christmas and after New Year's Day, so I'm hoping to be able to use that time to be able to film some more videos for you guys. I want to do a plant update. I want to do a plant chores video. The plant update is going to be pretty cool because I want to talk to you guys about the ficuses that I actually did some notching on and pinched the tops off of. I don't know if you recall me talking about that in some previous videos, but I've got some, boy do I have some updates for you. It's some plants that I have done some things to in the past videos and being like, let's see what happens. Well, I've got results. Growing season is upon me and everything is growing like crazy. So definitely a plant update video is one I want to do. I also want to do a plant chores video. There was one day that I did a plant chores day and I just got through it because I knew if I was filming it, I just wouldn't get through it, and I just wanted to get in and get these plant chores done. But there are a couple other little things that I want to do, and also another video I want to do is pot up all my rare plant cuttings and put a lot of them onto moss poles and get them to grow upwards. So these are some video ideas that I have. Any other video requests or video ideas that you guys want me to cover or you want to hear me talk about, please do leave them in the comments down below. But for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this whole year. This has been a fantastic first year for That Foliage Life. I'm so thankful for the growth that we've experienced together. I'm so thankful for the support that you guys have shown me on this channel. And I just want to say thank you. I would not be here and I would not be doing this if it weren't for your kind and supportive selves. So thank you. Give yourselves a pat on the back. It's because of you that I'm still here. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, a blessed new year. Stay safe, stay happy, and Judy from That Foliage Life is signing off. Okay, that was weird. Thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!